Hi everybody, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com. Today we're going to be making a sleeve which is nicely padded and lightly quilted and designed to hold the Macbook Pro nice and snug. So for this project you're going to need 5 inches of hook and loop tape, which is essentially Velcro, and you're going to need a half a yard of cotton fabric cut 14.5 inches wide by 21 to 22 inches long. Get 22 if you can, but you know the width of the fabric varies some and we don't want to be wasteful. So you're going to trim your half a yard of fabric to 14.5 inches wide and then just trim off the selvage and open up that folded edge. You're going to need 1 piece of batting that measures the same as one of the panels, and you just layer that with the pretty cotton fabric right side up, and then you're going to position your second piece on top of that, pretty sides facing. We're going to sew up 3 sides, leaving the short end open so we can flip that around. And I am using a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and I'm going to reinforce at the beginning and the end. Okay, now I've stitched all the way around my panel with the exception of the short end, which I'm going to use to turn it right side out. And then I'm going to poke out the corners as best I can. And I want to head on over to the iron and press this nice and flat, smoothing it out, and then I'm going to take this open end and press it under approximately 1/2 inch so that has a nice finished edge. So I'll be right back with that pressed panel. And there you can see I pressed that edge under nice and neat. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch across and seal that edge up. And then while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and lightly quilt the piece and just run approximately every 4 to 5 inches a straight line down this panel, just to create a little detail and secure that batting. put one more row. And now I have a nicely finished quilted panel, which looks something like a placemat. So I'm going to take the rough edge of my hook and loop tape, and I want to position that. I want my little antlers going up. So I'm going to position that approximately an inch from, it's going to be centered, and then approximately 1 inch from the top of the edge which we closed up. I'm going to put a pin in that to hold it, and then I'm going to stitch across the top edge and the bottom edge of this rough piece of hook and loop tape to secure that. And I'll be reinforcing at the beginning and the end with the back stitch. Of hook and loop tape attached to the front of this end with the seam, and then I'm going to fold that up, and on the opposite side I'm going to attach the soft piece, and you can just line that up and then pin it in place. And it's also going to be approximately an inch from the top edge. And I'll stitch that in place. Okay, now I have the soft piece of Velcro attached at the top edge there, and the rough piece attached to the top edge there. And how this works is, actually I want those antlers. I'm concerned with those antlers being the right direction. So you're going to fold that back up, and then you can pin the sides. They'll be probably 2.5 inches distance from this top edge to this top edge, and all you're going to do is stitch right down the sides here, reinforcing at the top and the bottom, and stitch as close as you can to the edges. One side, I'm just going to flip it over and stitch the other side. really quickly. And the only thing, of course, that I would need to do is trim up all these little threads. But I want to show you how that fits. It just slides in perfectly. And then you just close up the lid or the flap like that. And you can put it right inside of a larger bag. If you wanted, you could position the Velcro in the corners here, and that would keep them from popping up. I think I might do that next time. You could also install 2 snaps on either side. So, enjoyed this project. This was another project that I was born out of necessity. I just got a new computer and it's starting to get scratched from going in my bag. So I said, why not make a laptop sleeve? I'll see you next week for another surprise sewing project. Thanks so much for watching.